Hello first grade students and hello first grade parents and guardians. This is Mr. Begay. It is Wednesday, December 9, 2020. We are going to start our reading lesson for today. First grade students, follow Mr. Begay and listen to all directions as we go through this lesson. This lesson will be pretty easy if you look at your screen and really mentally analyze how Mr. Begay is doing the instructions so that way you can conquer the lesson right away. Okay, first graders, I'm going to pull up some sentences. These sentences should look familiar to you. They should. Because we sounded these words out, we said the sentences together. Now we're going to get repetitive. We're going to keep saying it until we're firm in those sentences. And we're going to come back to the story and we're going to read it together. Okay, as you can see, the mouse now is on the screen. I'm going to pull up the first sentence there. You're going to read it with Mr. Begay. Ready? Here we go. Read with me. Ben goes fishing. Now, we're going to read it again. Follow Mr. Begay. Ben goes fishing. We're going to read it again. Here we go. Ben goes fishing. Remember, repeat after Mr. Begay. Here we go again. Ben goes fishing. One more time. Here we go. Repeat after Mr. Begay. Ben goes fishing. Now, first graders, you're going to say that sentence now to yourself. Mr. Begay is going to remain quiet. Ready? Here we go. I'm going to move the mouse onto the words. You say the sentences. Here we go. Good job, first graders. You should have read those sentences fluently now. Now, I'm going to bring up this screen now. This picture should look familiar to you now. Remember, we sounded out the letter sounds? Now, read that title to me by yourself. Ready? Read it. Read it again. Here we go. Follow the mouse, first graders. Good job, first graders. Now, that's the title of our story, okay? Now, I'm going to come to this next screen. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to repeat these sentences with Mr. Begay. Ready? Here we go now. Repeat after me, first graders. Ben and his dad went fishing. Let's read it again. Ready? Repeat after Mr. Begay. Say it with me. Ben and his dad went fishing. Okay, let's do it again. Repeat after Mr. Begay. Ben and his dad went fishing. Again, let's read it. Ben and his dad went fishing. One more time, read with Mr. Begay. Ben and his dad went fishing. Now, first graders, you're going to read it now by yourself. Mr. Begay is going to stay quiet and follow the mouse. When I point to the word, you read it to yourself. Ready? Here we go. Okay, good job, first graders. Now, first graders, I want you to focus only on this red rectangle, okay? Now let's read it with Mr. Begay. Ready? You read this part already, but I'm going to read it with you. Let's read it together because we just read it now. Here we go. Ben and his dad went fishing. Let's read it again. Follow Mr. Begay. Ben and his dad went fishing. Okay, now first graders, you're going to read it now by yourself, okay? Follow the mouse. Here we go. Mr. Begay is going to stay silent. Go. Again. One more time. Good job, first graders. Now, we're going to come here to this next screen, okay? We're going to do the same thing. Repeat after Mr. Begay again. Here we go. Ben took the pole. Repeat after me again. Ben took the pole. Read it with me again. Ben took the pole. One more time. Ben took the pole. One more time, first graders. Let's read it. Ben took the pole. Now, you're going to read it by yourself. Remember, Mr. Begay is going to stay silent. I'm going to move the mouse on the words. You say the sentence now to yourself. Here we go. Again. Again. One more time. Ready? Here we go. Now, first graders, I want you to just look at this purple rectangle that Mr. Begay has up here on the screen, okay? Now, we're going to read it together. Here we go. Ben took the pole. One more time. Ben took the pole. Now, you're going to read it by yourself. Mr. Begay is going to stay silent, and I'm just going to move the mouse around. When I move it to the words, you read it. Ready, first graders? Here we go. Again. One more time. Good job, first graders. Now, here's what I want you to do. I'm going to come back right here, and I want you to read this sentence to me again. I'm going to stay quiet. Let's see if you can do it. You should remember these words. Ready? Go. Now we're coming to the purple box. Read it. Good job, first graders. Now, we're going to come to this next screen again. Same thing. Repeat after Mr. Begay. Here we go. His dad took some worms. Let's read it again. His dad took some worms. Now, here's what I want you to do. Read it with me again. His dad took some worms. One more time, let's read it. His dad took some worms. Now, first graders, Mr. Begay is going to stay quiet. I'm not going to say anything again. I want you to say this sentence now to yourself. Ready? I'm going to move the mouse and you repeat those words to me. Here we go. Again, read it. Okay, read it again. Okay, read it again. Go. Okay, good job, first graders. Now, we're going to look here at this blue rectangle now. You see it? Mr. Begay boxed it in as rectangles. Now, You're going to read with Mr. Begay again. Let's read from here. Ready? This sentence should look familiar to you now because you just read it. Here we go now. Repeat after Mr. Begay. His dad took some worms. Read it again with Mr. Begay. His dad took some worms. Now, first graders, here's what I want you to do. You're going to read it now by yourself. Just the blue rectangle. Read it to yourself. Ready? Mr. Begay is going to move the mouse and you say that sentence. Ready? Here we go. Read it again. Good job. One more time, read it. Good job, first graders. Now, here's what you're going to do now, okay? Look at your screen now. Mr. Begay is going to stay quiet again. Now, first graders, you're going to read this now. Ready? This is going to be easy. Those words now should look familiar to you. When Mr. Begay moves the mouse, I want you to read it. Ready? Here we go. One more time, read it. Okay, good job. Now, first graders, Mr. Begay is going to stay quiet again. I want you to read these sentences now. We're going to go all the way from here to here. Ready? Read, go. Okay, good job. Let's read it again. Ready? Go. Good job, first graders. Read it again. Go. One more time, first graders. Read it again. Remember, the more you read, you're going to really recognize now those words now. Let's read it again. You're going to read. Mr. Begay is going to stay silent now. Ready, go. Good job, first graders. Now you read your first 3 sentences and you also read a title. Now, first graders, here's what I want you to do now. Here's your homework. Go get a paper and pencil. Go. When you come back with your paper and pencil, here's what I want you to do now. Let's come back here. Okay. What Mr. Begay wants you to do now, okay? I want you to write that. Number 1, write this first sentence on your paper. Once you write this whole sentence on your paper, I want you to go to that next line on your sheet of paper again. And I want you to write it again. Write that same thing. Go. And when you're writing it, I want you to read that sentence. You should be writing and reading like this. Ben and his dad went fishing. So write number 1 and 2 on your sheet of paper. Once you are done with number 2, I want you to write it again. You're going to write it all the way up to number 5. Go. Make sure you put your name on it and put it in a safe place because you're going to return it back to Mr. Begay. This will also help you start your writing, okay? Good job, first graders.